Alright, time to play some Apex. You shoot the gas trap, eh? You just shoot the trap, shoot the trap. This game is not serious. So let's talk about Overwatch 2. Why not? If you guys haven't heard about this game recently, then most likely living under a rock, because it's been the most hyped up game in the past week because of its recent release. Obviously, Overwatch 2 is the sequel to Overwatch 1. But why am I talking about Overwatch 2 on our Apex channel? The reason I'm talking about this game right now is because it's just so interesting to see how much of the Apex player base really enjoys Overwatch and how many of those players actually switched over to Overwatch 2 when it released. And I'm not just saying this. If you guys take a look at the Twitch numbers for Apex Legends as well as the Steam numbers for Apex, they've been down. Actually, on Steam, Apex just dipped to the lowest concurrent players in the past year, which is crazy, and I really do feel like Overwatch 2 has a big part to play in this. And it's not just on Steam. There's also been a lot of Apex streamers recently that have actually completely switched to Overwatch since it dropped. So I guess the real question here is Overwatch gonna offer up some real competition to Apex? Because of course Apex has been kind of the only game in its lane. Of course, we've had Fortnite and Warzone, but just because those games are Battle Royale doesn't mean they're very similar to Apex. One of the things that really made Apex stand out was that Apex had different legends with different abilities, so it kind of made you feel like you were playing a different game every time you used someone else. And this is why I think Overwatch 2 could be the very first game to really offer up some real competition to Apex. Now of course Overwatch 2 still isn't a Battle Royale, it's more of an arena shooter, but just the fact that Overwatch offers that very strategic gameplay, you have different heroes with different abilities, different rules, different kits. This game is just naturally gonna appeal to many Apex players because of that. Now some of you guys out there might still not be completely sold on the idea of Overwatch 2 taking over Apex, because I get it, there's so many Apex players that maybe just don't really enjoy Overwatch 2 or the gameplay or the experience, and you will continue to play Apex no matter what. And that's a very fair point, but I think what you guys need to remember is that your experience and your preferences are not the preferences of every single game out there. So while there may be a lot of players that still stick with Apex, there also might be a lot of players who leave and go and play Overwatch 2. I mean, let's not act like Apex recently hasn't been kind of stale. The game overall is still a very fun game, but the content after 14 seasons, it has been getting kind of dry if we're just being honest. Not to mention many players were just not a fan of Apex Season 14. So not only does Overwatch 2 already have a very strong fan base on its own, the game also has similar traits to Apex in the sense that Apex has legends, Overwatch has heroes, they all have different abilities, different rules, different kits. But Overwatch 2 is also dropping at a time when Apex isn't at its best. So many players are bored, many players are looking for different games to play, and just in the nick of time, Overwatch 2 releases. I think the real question here is, can Overwatch 2 really sustain its success? Because even though Overwatch 2 had a very successful release, I mean, of course, despite all of the server issues on day one and the game being hacked and stuff, despite that, the release in terms of numbers has been pretty successful, right? But it's also a completely different thing when you're trying to be successful for a very long time. Can Overwatch 2 really have longevity and be a game that lasts for more than 2, 3, 4 years, like Apex has done? But with all of that said, I actually do think that this is a good thing. Because when a game like Apex starts to get some real competition, that's when we see the devs pull out all of the stops. That's when we see the game actually start to improve, because they don't want to risk losing their audience. They want to actually still maintain and keep their audience playing the game. So when a game like Overwatch 2 drops and takes all of those Twitch viewers, all of those Steam players away from Apex, I think that this should just lead Respawn and the Apex devs to really try to find ways to revitalize the game and make the game even more fun in the long run. I mean, that's what they should do. As I said, Apex has been out for 14 seasons, going on season 15 very soon. The game is inevitably going to kind of get stale and boring at some point, so we need to find ways to revitalize it, ways to be innovative, and I think that competition from a game like Overwatch 2, it's just the thing we need to really light that spark and make Apex what it truly could be. So as always guys, leave your thoughts down below on this topic. Do you think that Overwatch 2 even has a chance to kill Apex? Did you try out Overwatch 2 for yourself? Leave your thoughts down below. I want to see what you guys have to say as always. With that said, I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.